An Autumn Meditation, written by Martin Perkins, voiced by me, Ben Umstead. The deep quiet is missing. The flow of the world is dictating to your inner flow instead of the other way around. It may have always been so. You hunger for something but can't reliably connect to it. You can't connect with it because your attention is on the activity of life around you, a thrumming level of activity that keeps you. It keeps you tuned into its pulse through the need to be connected to its intensity, its stimulation, the next wave of reaction it offers your senses. To borrow a phrase from the band XTC, senses working overtime. In a broad sense, that is how the human-generated world operates now. It's exhausting, and it's inherently missing something crucial for almost all of us. Switching gears, we step into the forest. It's autumn time here in Maryland. Blazing colors countered by the soft patter of falling leaves, the sounds of birds, crickets, squirrels. We feel the cool, dry air enter our bodies. The pace around us has radically slowed, but still, our thoughts can be carrying what is happening in our human world. So we breathe in that cool air. We listen. We let ourselves feel an entirely different pace of life. Yes, something begins to shift. The pace inside begins to slow. A recognition that there is an ease inside, something that rests within us. It may begin as an awareness of our body and how we are actually feeling underneath the anxiety, worry, sadness, and frustration. Something beneath the need to be constantly stimulated. And as we let go farther, a quiet arises to meet us. In a manner of speaking, a quiet voice that meets us only when we are practiced in being within the deep quiet. A recognition of another dimension that makes us human. The spirit or soul within that dimension speaks to us not through words, but through a knowing, a feeling, a sense that we are both connected to all that is, and that we are, in truth, that which is understood to be all that is. Knowing that we are connecting with what is wise within us, that we are in fact wise when we are well practiced in this way. Our unique genius is accessed in this way, and a portal is opened that with practice gives expression to this genius. Take a moment now to pause. Stop this podcast. Pause any other activities you may be engaged in. Let yourself be relaxed and let your breath, no matter where you are in your day, have its way with you. Take 5, 10, 15 minutes and be with yourself and your breath. If called to, engage in a soul journaling practice for another 10 or 15 minutes. Pause now.
I've spent the better part of 20 years building things like tree houses, transforming barns into workshops, building additions onto my home, and in the middle of it all, creating a creative and healing center with its treatment room, classroom, and an office/herb room. Along the way, In smaller creative projects, I've used wood, glass, ceramic tiles, and other multimedia materials to build mosaics and furniture and other pieces. This evolution in creativity and learning through practice and growth has led me to the point where I am now building projects for others. On this journey in bringing creative projects outside Simplicity Farm, I'm currently bringing two new projects to fruition: a Cocopelli themed outdoor shower at a friend's residence, and a salt cave for a holistic practice in the greater Bowie area. These projects excite me in ways that express a sense of creative calling to my life. I'm deeply grateful to be adding these expressions into my life and into the world. If you have a project you'd like help in bringing into being, reach out to me. I'm taking on new projects for creation. Please take a moment and go to martinperkins.com/artisan. There may be something I've created that will really connect with you. Aside from the commission work I'm currently doing, there will be glass mosaic windows and other pieces offered on e-commerce sites and possibly at art shows around the DMV. Subscribe to the newsletter to keep up with what's happening with the artwork, as well as the podcast and my acupuncture/herbal clinic.
As burgeoning podcasters, the greatest gift you can offer Martin and I is to share this podcast. Word of mouth remains the most genuine way to share the art and media that you love and care about. So in advance, we thank you. And now, back to the conversation. Knowing that we are connecting with what is wise within us, this is the possibility each time we pause, whether it be in the forest or on the toilet at work during a break. This is the possibility when nothing seems to be flowing, when we feel out of sync. How do we shift it? Or better yet, how do we let go of what we expected or hoped to happen? How do we let go of what we want, when we want it, and how we want it to happen? The answer is simple, and in the modern world seemingly far away, what seems to be in the way isn't so much an obstacle as ways of being that were taught to you by people struggling with it themselves. And universally there is but one practice expressed a multitude of ways that helps us access what is already within us. A practice in being restful, still, and present that opens the round door to our inherent wisdom and genius. A way of living that brings into our way of being the spaciousness of healing and growth, rather than the narrow passageway that the ever-quickening and thrumming of modern life is offering us.
Ben and I, by and large, are introverted human beings. We enjoy our time with ourselves being who we are. For myself, small talk, mindless obligatory connections, and social media are not modes of connection I seek out. In the aftermath of the pandemic, and even in the time leading up to it, the world began to change. Kind, meaningful connections have become more challenging to find in our lives. In our most recent podcast, prior to this one, titled Kindness and Community, we explored this notion and we realized that this subject needs a great deal more exploration and celebration. We know we are not alone in realizing this, and we want to share with you, in our gratitude, your stories, in short form, of your journey in creating meaningful and kind connections with your fellow human beings. We ask that the interaction have been person to person, face to face, outside a technological connection. Reach out to Ben or I via an Instagram DM or an email with your story about how kindness and connection has shown up in your life. And we will seek to share it with our podcast audience through a new feature called Kindness in Community.
Language of the Soul, Conversations on Healing and Growth is produced by Ben Umstead and Martin Perkins, with editing by Ben Umstead.